Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Kishore Kanakamedala, Google's Director of Online to Offline Solutions.
Good morning, everyone. Did everyone get coffee? No? Okay, welcome to the day one of SMX East. I'm Kishore, Director of Product Management for Online to Offline Solutions at Google. I'm thrilled to be here. Before we dive in, I want to see a show of hands. How many of you have kids? Okay, good number. And how many of you have kids that you dropped off at college recently? Well, a few. I see Greg and I see a few others there. The reason I ask is my wife and I dropped our daughter off recently at college in St. Louis. Did you know that they now have something called a college registry? I used to think registries are only for weddings. Boy, I was wrong. Now, even though my daughter spent and spends a massive amount of time and my money shopping online, when it comes to decorating her dorm room, she decided to make a trip to Bed Bath & Beyond. She wanted to make sure that her twin sheets were soft enough and her shower caddy was the right size. But before she even got into her car to drive there, she spent already hours in advance doing research online. Ultimately, this is where Bed Bath & Beyond won her over. They made it easy for her to find what she is looking for online from the comfort of her room. Then they showed her the closest store to check out the product she wanted in person. You all have the opportunity to win over customers like my daughter and many more, and to transform your local marketing. We are here to help you with this transformation, and omni-channel is a key part of that. Omni-channel is a trend that has been growing rapidly, as all of you know, over the last few years. For brands and businesses that have both a website and a physical store, you have a huge competitive advantage to reach people both when they are shopping online and when they choose to go to in-store. Still, I'm amazed by how many marketers that I talk to who are still focused on online-only KPIs. Even when they agree that building an omni-channel presence is critical for their brand. Now, it's no surprise that e-commerce continues to grow at a fast pace worldwide. All of you have seen some version of these numbers, at over 20% year over year compared to only 6% for total retail sales, which can certainly be a scary prospect for stores. Close to 9,000 stores are expected to close their doors this year in US. And we had more retail store closures in the last quarter than in all of 2016. But despite the growth of online shopping, consumers like my daughter still love going to stores. In fact, over 90% of retail sales still take place in physical stores, or you must have seen a variation of that quote. So what does this mean? Obviously, local continues to be very important. Store locations are closing, but they're still the go-to place for shopping. At the same time, online channels cannot be ignored. And the rise of digital is actually an enormous opportunity for omni-channel marketers like yourselves. Why? In one word, it's this. It's the mobile phones. Mobile is now the anchor of the consumer journey, and it's the new door to store. When people shop in person, they often turn to mobile to do research beforehand and then find the nearest store. In fact, 3 in 4 customers who conduct a local search on their smartphone visit a related business in the next 24 hours. That means the customers that are walking into your stores are more purposeful and qualified than ever before. They are ready to buy. Mobile allows them to learn about your products and services before they come through the door, which can translate into bigger sales for your business. Now, a number of marketers ask me, how do I know that the people that are visiting my store are doing so because they saw my online ad? Which store visits are actually caused by digital, not just attributed to digital? To help answer this, we recently ran an in-depth study of more than 140 advertisers across verticals globally. We found that Google search and shopping ads drive a substantial number of incremental store visits. These are customers who wouldn't have gone to those advertiser stores without engaging with a Google ad. What's more, advertisers who invest more in local strategies drive 80% higher rate of incremental store visits than who do not. These strategies include showing people what's in stock at nearby stores, using local inventory ads, or increasing your bids around your store locations to reach more consumers within that area. We also found that investing in mobile ads generates more than double the number of incremental visits compared to desktop and tablet. This means, on average, for every 2 visits caused by desktop or tablet ads, at least 5 incremental visits are driven by mobile. But incremental store visits is only part of the equation. In my daughter's case, she left the store with a lot more than we thought she needed for her dorm room. Believe me, and she was not alone in that purchasing behavior. While the store visit gets people through the door, it is the final sale that ultimately counts. And we have found that in addition to driving incremental store visits, Google Ads also influence more valuable purchase behavior once a consumer arrives in the store. Consumers who click on a Google search ad before visiting a store are over 40% more valuable. They are over 25% more likely to make a purchase in store, and they also spend over 10% more on average. Together, we have seen that Google Ads generate both incremental store visits as well as more valuable purchasing behavior in the store. Now, the goal is to continue building innovations that help you drive even more valuable foot traffic to your stores, and then helping you measure and understand how this impacts your business results. And how can you win more omni-channel consumers? There are 3 main ways. Number 1, build engaging ad experiences that reach consumers when they are looking to buy at a location nearby. Number 2, measure the full impact of connecting with those consumers across all your media channels, from the initial store visit all the way down to the final sale. Number 3, finally take action on this data. Use it to optimize performance and maximize your total sales. When it comes to the various ad experiences, you have an increasing choice of local ad formats across Google properties to help you connect with on-the-go consumers. They include Google Search, Display, Maps, Shopping, and YouTube, where we launched the first ever ad extension for video ads with location extensions. We are now expanding to show local inventory in even more places using your local inventory feeds. Recently, we launched See What's in Your Store module on place pages for Google Maps and Google Search to make it easier for consumers to find which products are in stock in a nearby store. When they are getting more details about your store, they can now search through and see your most popular products and categories. We also have a new local ad format coming to Display that also leverages your local inventory feed. With this new format, you can spotlight store-level products and promotions in richer and more visually engaging ways. For example, you can highlight an upcoming clearance sale or a new product launch like you would with your print catalogs or circulars. For the manufacturers in the audience, we launched affiliate location extensions for search last year to help you show which nearby retail chains sell your products. They have since expanded beyond the US to UK, Australia, and Canada. Now, auto manufacturers in US and UK can also use affiliate location extensions to promote dealership locations to nearby consumers. Affiliate location extensions are launched for display ads as well to give manufacturing brands more cross-channel reach and the ability to showcase store information across the web and apps. As we build new local experiences to help consumers discover what your stores have to offer, it is also critical to help understand and measure how this marketing translates to offline store visits. It's been just under 3 years since we first introduced store visits as a conversion. Since then, we have launched store visits in 20 countries, including most recently in Singapore, Turkey, and India. We have also expanded store visit measurement beyond search and shopping to display and YouTube to help you measure offline performance across channels. Advertisers across verticals like retail, travel, telco, finance, and QSRs and autos have measured over 7 billion store visits in AdWords. Now, how do we do this? First, I want to emphasize that we have to build store visits measurement with user privacy at the core. We only measure anonymized and aggregated store visits using first-party data from hundreds of millions of users who have opted in to share location history with us. That's the first and key pillar of our solution. Then we built the solution on 3 other pillars. With the same mapping technology that powers Google Maps, Google Earth, and Street Views, we have measured the coordinates and the geometry of over 200 million buildings around the world. Earlier this year, we upgraded our machine learning models to use deep learning that can train on larger data sets. Finally, we validate the accuracy of store visit measurement and get ground truth data by surveying a panel of over 5 million consumers. I'm happy to dive into the gory details of what's behind the technology. If anyone else is interested, catch me after this. But when it comes down to it, it is not only the underlying technology that matters. It's what challenges the technology is helping you solve. And the questions I hear the most are, how do I know a customer actually visited my store? How do I know they're a real customer? Let's go back to my daughter shopping for her dorm room. How do we know she went to Bed Bath & Beyond, not to Trader Joe's right next to it in the strip mall? How do we know she was shopping there as a customer and not just an employee going there for work? Our machine learning models factor in hundreds of location signals and other signals like Wi-Fi strength, Bluetooth beacons, search queries to determine which signals are the most predictive of a true visit under what conditions. This allows us to confidently measure visits in contexts that are typically difficult. Imagine how much more complex and challenging measurement becomes as you move from a flat strip mall to a multi-story mall or a dense city where many businesses are packed close to each other. Using machine learning, we can eliminate noise from activity that may look like a visit to your store, but it isn't. Like someone passing through to get to the parking lot or going to the pretzel shop that happened to be right below your store in the food court. And accurately measure store visits to your store with precision and scale. So that's the underlying technology. What's coming next for online to offline measurement? To give display advertisers a more complete view of performance, we will be launching impression-based store visits in the coming months. We know it's common for a consumer to see an ad and then take an action later without clicking through always. Impression-based store visits helps you measure these movements when seeing your display ad keeps your brand top of mind and drives users later to a store. We are also working to deliver a series of new reports that provide more granular insight into your store visits. Last November, we introduced distance reporting, which shows store visits based on how far away a person is from your store when they are searching. If you're an advertiser who sells high consideration products like furniture or autos, you may see strong store visit rates from users even when they are relatively far away from your store. This year, we also launched store visits in geographic and user location reports. This helps you see which areas down to the zip code level are driving the most ad clicks that result in a store visit. We now have 3 new performance reports to share with you. First is store visits are now available in existing demographic reports to help you see which demographic groups are more likely to visit your store. Second, we also have 2 new reports to help you evaluate the degree to which your campaign drives incremental store visits. The time lag report shows how long it takes a user to visit a store after the initial ad click. So use this to understand how quickly an online ad influences an offline action. In the coming months, we'll also be introducing a new versus returning customer report to shed light on how many of your store visits come from repeat customers. We have seen advertisers actively use both these reports as proxies to gauge how their ads generate incremental visits. If an advertiser sees a large portion of new customers coming to their stores within a few days after the click, it's much more highly correlated with incrementality than people who visit a month or 2 later. As we work to continue innovating our measurement technology and reporting for store visits, we also want to deliver the full funnel insights that allow you to measure in-store performance all the way down to the final sale. Ultimately, measuring store visits is just one part of the equation. You also need to know, are my online ads ringing my cash register? Advertisers around the world have been participating in our Store Sales Direct beta to measure how their search and shopping ads drive in-store purchases. For example, take Shoppers Stop. It is the largest department store chain in India with approximately 100 stores. They have a hugely successful loyalty program with 4.5 million customers. In fact, 70% of their in-store sales come from loyalty members. For Shoppers Stop, only 1 in 100 customers purchase online through their website. That's why they turn to Store Sales Direct to help solve the online to offline puzzle and understand the full value of consumers who start their journey online but finish it in store. Shoppers Stop discovered that an ROI on Google search ads is 3x higher when they account for in-store sales. Furthermore, they found that customers who start their online journey through Google are significantly more profitable. They generate 30% higher basket value than the average store visitor. At Adweek last week, we also announced improved integrations with third-party partners like Datalogix and Nielsen that allow CPG advertisers to measure offline sales lift from their online media. First, we expanded coverage on Datalogix ROI to include 6-second bumper ads on YouTube on top of existing capabilities for TrueView campaigns. We are also rolling out a new, more scalable approach to measure sales lift with Nielsen Matched Panel Analysis, or MPA. This geographic-based solution offers a faster, global, and media-agnostic way to understand how your online ads drive offline sales on an ongoing basis. With this implementation of Nielsen MPA, CPG advertisers can measure the incremental offline impact of video alongside other Google media. To recap, you have a big opportunity in front of you to transform what local marketing can do for your business. I have shared new tools from Google to help, including launches across local ad formats, cross-channel measurement, and reporting insights. By this time next year, I am confident you will be capturing a bigger share of my daughter's wallet when she goes shopping. Thank you again for joining this year at SMX East.